What's the etiquette for watching a movie on a plane when there's a sex scene? Squirm nervously until it's over. Nudge the person next to you and let them know it's about to happen. Thanks for the awards. Nudge the person next to you and say, nice. Go, Nod your head inquisitively, and take notes in a notebook. Put the airline magazine over your lap to hide what you're doing, and try not to moan. I was flying on an Alaska flight a few weeks ago and put on the 40-year-old virgin. I knew it was the edited version because there was no way they'd have butt-naked porn stars appearing on the whole screen. Despite that, they did not cut the scene out where they lock him in little glass room with porn playing on the TV screens. Oops. Luckily, this was a red-eye and everybody was asleep. Look around and if anyone's watching, make eye contact and wiggle your eyebrows at them. You're welcome. Have fun with their reactions. When in doubt, whip it out. If it's your movie that you've brought along on a laptop or phone, I would say skip the sex scene. If it's in a movie provided by the airline on the little TV, let it run. That's the airline's issue if someone is upset about seeing it. Rewind and play it again. Loudly discussing it with your neighbor. Crank up the volume and grab some lube to assert your dominance over the rest of the passengers. Ask the person next to you if they have ever seen snakes on a plane. If they reply no, ask if they want to see a snake on a plane. Stay completely still, as if being stalked by an ambush predator. Boner in the barf bag. Clap and rub your hands lightly while saying, ooh wee, here it comes. Depends on who's next to you. Is it a guy that looks cool? Make sure he sees itis at a hot woman? Make sure she sees itis at a regular-looking guy? Make sure he sees itis at a kid? Make sure they see itis at a member of LGBTQ? Make sure they see itis at Mordecai from Regular Show? Make sure he sees it. I just flew on a Delta plane with privacy screens. So the main screen on the back of all the headrest have them. You really can barely see the show on the person next to you and it's just black 2 screens over. So watch whatever you want. Can't believe it took that long to happen. They were showing Wolf on Wall Street on this airline. I made no attempt to cover any of the nudity up. It's on the airline to monitor what's appropriate to broadcast to passengers. If it's on the headrest display, I'd change the channel. If it's on my own device, I'd angle it different or cover it as much as I could. Just to be respectful to others or if any kids were trying to watch. It's just a sex scene and I really don't care. But, I'm not going to let my lax approach to it affect others. It's just a common courtesy that's not inconveniencing me at all. No big deal. A lot of airlines have been on just straight up usually edit out or heavily censor those scenes tbh, but if not then I would probably just fast forward through it. Rub one out in the bathroom, not in your seat. If there aren't any kids around, watch as normal. Adults can look away if they're offended. Kids around, I skip. This happened to me. Of course it started right when the stewardess was about to ask me what snacks I wanted. Deadpool. Honest answer. Just watch it like you'd watch any other scene and don't make a big deal about it. Put the oxygen mask on. A few months ago I was in the middle seat and decided to watch Inglourious Basterds, always heard good things about it. Not too far in and it shows them cutting scalps off of the Nazis, slowly turned around to see if the people behind me were asleep and this guy in the aisle seat is giving me the strangest look. Switched it up to Better Call Saul after that one. Refrain from putting your hands into your pants, or yelling, oh yeah, like the Kool-Aid Man. I saw Ex Machina for the first time on an airplane since they had it on their screens. Didn't expect that much nudity, so when it inevitably happened I was like, it's just robot tits, this should be fine. Lol. Is the sex scene in the movie or is it the passengers having sex? Step 1. Ask for assistance from the smoking hot attendant. Step 3. Profit. Don't moan along. Loudly exclaim, nice. I was on a flight just this past weekend, decided to finally watch The Whale. I'm in the middle seat and what's the opening scene? Big ol' Brendan Fraser jerking off to gay porn giving himself a heart attack. I wanted to watch Schindler's List, but after doing some research, subjecting the passenger next to me to nudity doesn't seem correct. I'll watch it on my own time. No shame. Masturbate. Loudly. Doing so quietly is considered rude. It's like slurping your soup in Japan. Was just on an Air Canada flight, and watched the Entourage movie. Opens with a sex scene with full tighties out and I definitely didn't expect that. I just assumed any of that would be removed. Felt bad for people around me but I didn't know it was coming and shocked me so much I didn't cover it up. I feel like that's on the airline though. Ask for a blanket. I cut my hands over my phone screen and/or fast forward through it. If it's one they offer on their TV screen, I just let it fly. If the airline is cool with it, I'm cool with it. Narrate the scene in your best David Attenborough voice. Vigorously masturbate until everyone on the plane joins. Well, you can't masturbate anymore. Thanks a lot, Bin Laden. School is definitely out for summer. I highly discourage the act of throwing your arms up and yelling, "Finish her." Furiously masturbate while making intermittent eye contact with the nearest person. Full volume on speaker and hold it up above your head so everyone who want to get a better look can see it more clearly. Put a blanket over your lap when you masturbate. Honestly, this has saved me from a lot of potentially awkward situations. Suck the cock of the guy next to you. Bite your lip while gripping your seatmate's closest hand. I was watching an episode of Bones, with a scene where they had a vat of bones and other gory stuff, while having my dinner meal. If people were looking, too bad for them. Grab your neighbor's hand and whisper asterisk, life finds a way, asterisk. That's why you get a blanket. That completely depends on who is sat next to you and in the chairs diagonally behind you. Make sure you tap the person next to you, point at the screen, and say, "I wouldn't mind crashing into those mountains." Yell out to look away so everyone knows and then try to cover as much of the screen with your hands as you can. Bonus points if you unbuckle and use your whole body to block the screen while yelling out to look away. Headphones off, volume up, genitals out. Unzip and play with yourself, or the bloke next to you if he consents. Yell out, "Titties." When in doubt, whip it out. Politely ask the person next to you if they have any lotion or baby oil. I mean, chaffing is no bueno. Sigh. Unzip. Say, "Oh hell yeah," as it starts, ensuring everyone watches with you, and then you can give out high fives when it's done, or ask what they rate it 1 to 10. Ask the stewardess for a warm hand towel. Moan loudly so no one hears you masturbate. Watching puppets flocking in Team America, World Police on a flight had me looking for the fast forward on my tablet like a kid whose parents just walked in. Look into your neighbor's eyes and tell him it's natural and that we're all born this way. Start booing loudly. I was on a Spirit flight once and a guy was watching porn on his laptop with no headphones. The stewardess asked him to stop and he was arguing it was okay because it was of his wife who was in the seat next to him.